Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's Lou Tompkins All-Star League 18 and Under Division Summer Baseball Contest between visiting Jamaica Plain and hosting Brookline. Sorry, I'm getting this one started a little bit last minute. I hit some traffic on the way here, but we're set to start this one off very soon. As you can see, Brookline warming up in the field for this one. Their starting pitcher for today, number 10, Harris Hodgson. You can see his stats for the season so far there on your screen. He's only made one appearance, and that was in Brookline's last game against Billerica last week. He pitched just 2/3 of an inning, gave up 5 runs, but all of them unearned because of a passed ball. But his whip did shoot up rather high, up to 7.5. It was a tough inning for him, but he'll be aiming to bounce back and have a strong outing here today as Brookline's starting pitcher. Brookline riding the momentum of 6 straight wins, including their most recent in a thriller against Billerica last week. They came back from 3 separate multi-run deficits. They trailed at separate points 4-2, 6-4, and 11-6. Came back from all of those deficits to tie the game, and ultimately won on a walk-off by Devin Chin as he singled, stole second, took third on a wild pitch, and then took home on a throwing error by the catcher. So taking a look at Jamaica Plain's season so far, they opened with a 10-1 win over Ayer Shirley to go up 1-0 on the season, followed up with a narrow 6-5 win over Cambridge, then a 7-0 win over Lowell as they opened with a 3-game winning streak before falling 5-1 to Billerica, dropping to 3-1. Then suffered a narrow 5-4 loss to Woburn to drop to 3-2. Lost again to Belmont Watertown, so went from winning 3 straight to losing 3 straight, dropping to 3-3. But then bested Wilmington handily, 17-2, and then had a 4-2 win over Newton. So 5-3 on the season so far for JP. First pitch of the game from Hodgson is a swing and a miss for strike 1. Number 11, the first at the dish for JP as he skies this one up into shallow center. And coming in for it is the center fielder, Devin Chin. Devin Chin, of course, the hero of last week's win over Billerica. He went 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored, including the game winner. This one fouled off for strike 1 by number 10. I'll be filling in the rosters as I go through Game Changer here. As again, I showed up a little late today. That's my fault. 0-1 pitch from Hodgson comes in low for ball 1. And remember, folks, if there's anything you'd like to say, I encourage you to say it in the live chat and to share the stream link to any other fans you think might want to watch. Swing and a miss there, as it looked like Hodgson kind of changed speeds on that one. Got the batter swinging and missing there for strike 2, so it's a 1-2 count to number 10. Delayed swing here. It's a high hopper over to third and a nice long throw to first for an easy 5-3 ground out. Nice play over at third by Danny Carballo, number 50, who usually plays catcher for the team, but today playing the hot corner, making a nice play there. Noah Klein at first, snagging it easily. Now that one missing, high and away for ball 1 to number 32. That one drops in the zone for strike 1. Breaking ball there. And that is strike 2, dropped in the zone nicely. Went for the low fastball, but the batter doesn't bite. Ball 2. This one fouled off. Batter stays alive at 2-2. And that one misses low. Ball 3. We got a full count here to number 32. And he battles his way to a walk. First base runner of the day for JP as up comes number 20. First pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. This one sliced and out of play. Foul ball for strike 2. Jam the batter inside on that one. 0-2 the count. Runner at first, 2 down. And swings, grounder fielded by Carballo. Long throw to first. And an easy 5-3 ground out to end the inning. So Hodgson and the defense takes care of the top of the first inning. And now Brookline coming up to the plate. Like I said, I wasn't able to get the roster as I showed up late here. Not so late that I missed part of the game, but late enough that I wasn't able to confirm the roster with the coaches beforehand. But I can venture a guess that the first 3 hitters for Brookline at least will most likely be Devin Chin, Keenan Sawada, and Caden Sheehan. Now these 2 teams did face off last season in what was a blowout win for Brookline, 17-0 in 5 innings. Now only so many returning players for Brookline this season, but still some in the lineup that did play productively against JP last year. Among them, Keenan Sawada went 2 for 4 with a hit by pitch, 2 stolen bases, and 3 runs scored. Noah Klein, who came in late in the game as a pinch hitter, went 1 for 1, or as a substitute first baseman, I should say. He went 1 for 1 with a walk and 2 RBI. And while Jackson Fantuzzi and Max Kaufman also saw some playing time in that game, I don't see either of them so far today. So mostly new players for Brookline compared to last year. Leading off for Brookline here, the center fielder, number 33, Devin Chin. First pitch, it's a hard bouncer, gets past the second baseman, and he reaches first safely. Now that is a borderline single or E4. Would have been a tough play for the second baseman, but not the toughest possible. So hard for me to tell. I'll check on Game Changer later. Number 45, the pitcher for JP, checks on Chin at first. Devin Chin, the team leader in batting average, tied for the team lead in on-base percentage with Keenan Sawada, the second baseman who's now at the plate for Brookline. Shows bunt but pulls back, takes ball 1 there. Sawada, as you can also see, leads the team in hit by pitches with 3 and in stolen bases with 10, while also ranking high in runs scored with 8 and has 2 RBI. That one comes in high for ball 2 to Sawada. That one does hit the zone for strike 1. Yeah, so when looking at the stats that I have posted on the bottom center of your screen, if you see one with a single asterisk next to it, that indicates that that player leads the team in that category as Sawada hits a chopper up the middle and cannot be fielded by either middle infielder. And it's back-to-back hits up the middle for Brookline. That one should go down as a single, and it does. Rough start for the JP defense as they give up 2 hits back-to-back. One of them, a borderline error, but I think it's probably going to go down as a single. So from here on out, I'll just refer to it as such. And now with runners at first and second and nobody out, up comes the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. Number 45 takes a beat off the mound. Sheehan, as you can see, he's got a batting average of .364, an on-base percentage of .481, and a slugging percentage of .364 so far this summer. To go with 1 stolen base, 10 runs scored, which is tied for the team lead, and 6 RBI. Took strike 1 on the first pitch, 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss there, strike 2 off the fastball from what looks to be a sidearm thrower in number 45 for JP. That one skips away, and that's going to be a free base for both Chin and Sawada on the wild pitch. One and two, the count to Sheehan. That one skips and briefly gets away, but neither runner got a good jump on the ball because it didn't get away immediately. Like when the ball gets away immediately, it's easy for a runner to get a good jump on it. And a good jump is everything in base running. But when it just briefly rolls away like that, it's hard to get a good jump because you don't notice it getting away right away. So usually better to hold. Sheehan jammed on it, but hits slow roller. Pitcher struggling to recover it, and in time to first. But a run will come in on the RBI ground out from Mayfield-Sheehan. Chin into score with Brookline's first run of the day. So not the strongest contact from Mayfield-Sheehan, but still effectively gets the job done. As a run comes in, 1 out, runner at third. At the plate now, the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. First pitch, lifts a pop fly right to the shortstop for out number 2. Klein might have been a bit over-eager to swing at that one. Perhaps not the best pitch for him to swing at. And pops out. Now at the plate, the left fielder, number 5, Jonathan Liu. Takes a low ball 1. Liu with a slash line of 333, 474, 333, 4 runs scored. Tied for the team lead in RBI with 8. And hoping he can add to that mark here with a runner at third. That one is low for ball 3. A hitter's count at 3-0. And Liu skies this one, got the green light on the 3-0 pitch, and flies out to right, and that will end the inning. Brookline gets 1 on the board, but no more. And at the end of 1, our score, Brookline 1, Jamaica Plain 0. So Brookline gets on the board first, but not quite the most explosive inning last year in the first inning against JP. 4 runs into score for the Brookline Blue, but this time just 1. Harris Hodgson back on the mound for his second inning of work. Had a pretty easy going first inning. Now at the plate for Jamaica Plain, we've actually got a name from Game Changer here. It's Abner. First pitch from Hodgson is low for ball 1. Can't quite see a number for Abner at the moment. That one does hit the low corner. Strike 1. And high fastball gets away from him there, ball 2. And a slight cut on that one. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That one low and in, kind of looks like it bounced behind his feet there, full count. Slices that one. Hodgson, not the hardest thrower, but he likes to mix in a lot of different kind of off-speed pitches with different amounts of movement to kind of throw off the hitter's timing. As that one didn't curve as much and was fouled off. Still a full count. And out in front of that one, a foul ball as the pitcher, number 45, is Abner, battling with a full count. Swing and a miss. Dropped off the table with that breaking ball there. And that'll be out number 1. Now at the plate is number 23. First pitch gonna miss, inside, ball 1. And chase that one a bit high, strike 1. Hodgson bringing the fastball repeatedly to start against this batter. And that one just barely catches the low corner before crossing the plate, strike 2. And this one's a roller over to first, picked up by Klein. He's going to take it himself for out number 2. Again, you can see what Hodgson is able to do, mixing up his speeds and the amount of movement on his pitches. Went mostly fastball, first 3 pitches I believe were all fastballs, and then went a little bit slower, not quite his slowest pitch, but still went a little slower and threw off the timing. For this time, first pitch, it's skied. Carballo coming in, and easy can of corn for out number 3 as number 16 pops out to third. Number 16 is Sean. So I have caught a few of the fielders' names as Game Changer is filling in those blanks. For me, very helpful. But Harris Hodgson cruising through the first 2 innings. No hits and 1 walk allowed through the first 2 frames. Excuse me there. So 1-0, Brookline leads. As we move into the bottom of the second. Brookline getting their 1 run so far off an RBI ground out by Mayfield-Sheehan that drove in Devin Chin. All right, leading off for Brookline this inning will be the pitcher, number 10, Harris Hodgson. First pitch is going to miss, high and away, ball one. Hodgson off to a slow start this summer, 1 for 13 with a walk, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored. But did just get his first hit of the summer last game, so might be starting to find his form. We'll see. I remember last summer Max Kaufman got off to a very cold start and then really started to heat up towards the end of the season, and now this season he's been one of Brookline's best hitters. As that's going to be a high ball 3 to Harris Hodgson. All I'm saying is that, you know, there's a lot of baseball still left to be played this summer. You never know what a player might give you. But for this plate appearance, Harris Hodgson is going to give Brookline a very simple 4-pitch walk. We'll see if Brookline brings out a courtesy runner to run in Hodgson's place. Looks like they will. And running in his place will be number 12. Not entirely sure who that is. I'll wait for game changer on that one. In the meantime, the catcher, number 0, Max Mnookin, at the plate. Mnookin so far 4 for 11 with 2 doubles, a run scored, and 5 RBI. As he's been platooning that catcher's spot with Danny Carballo. You know, just depending on which catcher has a better rapport with that day's pitcher. High ball 1, runner taken off for second. Pitch is a strike, throw down to second. Not in time. Great burst of speed from the courtesy runner there, James Skeffington. James Skeffington was a key piece for Brookline past 2 seasons, making his first appearance for the Lou Tompkins team here today as a courtesy runner. As Mnookin lines one through the left gap into left, Skeffington is going to hold at third. But a nice clean hit from Mnookin that time puts runners at the corners with nobody out. And now we're gonna see another courtesy runner coming in, this time for the catcher Max Mnookin. This is the rules at high school level baseball, is that you can substitute in a runner for your pitcher or your catcher, and it does not count against, it doesn't count as a full substitution. So you can still keep the pitcher and catcher in the field and in the batting order for the next turn around. Courtesy runner here is going to be number 3, Ben Cody. Another returning player from last year. He was actually the pitcher in that shutout win against JP last year. At the plate here is the right fielder, number 4, Tony Carballo. Carballo in limited action so far this summer. He's 0 for 3 with 3 walks and 2 runs scored. Cody taking off for second. Delayed throw and cut off by the shortstop as they were focusing more on Skeffington at third, trying to draw him. But he doesn't bite, and so it'll be second and third after the successful steal by Cody. That one low, but well blocked by the catcher, Sean. As that'll be ball 2. 2-2 the count to Carballo. Runners at second and third. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Inside, good eye by Carballo as he battles his way to a full count here. And it's going to miss outside as Carballo picks up his fourth free pass of the summer. Trots down to first. And now it looks like we're going to see at the plate number 2, Bryce Hellendrung. Now I think Hellendrung is an extra hitter here. He is 2 for 13 with a triple, a walk, and 3 runs scored. As he hits a high bouncer over to second, they tag second for 1, on to first. They turn 2. A run will come in to score for Brookline there. Not necessarily what Brookline wanted, and I don't think Hellendrung will get the RBI on that one. Unfortunately, because I think when you ground into a double play, you don't get an RBI. Now at the plate, the third baseman, number 50, Danny Carballo. That pitch going to miss outside for ball 1. The other Carballo brother now at the plate with a runner at third and 2 down. And Brookline leading 2-0. That one hits the zone for strike 2. Big double play turn by Jamaica Plain on that play. As with the bases loaded and no outs, it could very easily get out of control for the team on defense, but JP getting things back under control pretty quickly with the double play ball. That one misses high and away for ball 2. Danny Carballo so far this summer, 1 for 6 with a team-leading 7 walks to go with 1 run scored and 3 RBI. Slices that one foul for strike 2. Carballo would have more runs scored this season, but plays most of his time at catcher. So a lot of times when the runs score, it's one of his courtesy runners. Carballo lifts one out to left. It's going to drop in front of the left fielder. In comes Cody. Danny Carballo with the 2-out RBI single to left. We cycle around now to the top of the order with the center fielder, number 33, Devin Chin. Chin singled past the second baseman his first time up as he chases a low pitch there for strike 1. Chin scored Brookline's first run on an RBI ground out by Mayfield-Sheehan. Now he is hoping to move along the runner at first. That one a low for ball 1. Carballo taking off for second. It's a high ball, and the catcher juggled the ball on the exchange, making it an easy steal for Danny Carballo. I believe that's his first of the summer. So a runner now in scoring position as that one hits the outside corner for strike 2. 2-2, the count to Chin. Chin slices that one out of play on the third base side. stays alive at 2-2. And fouls that one off, was a little behind that fastball, but gets enough to stay alive. Danny Carballo at second, 2 down here in the bottom of the second. That one misses outside. Good eye by Chin as he battles his way to a full count. And that's a high ball 4. Chin battles his way to a free pass. And now 2 on with 2 out. And up comes the second baseman, number 17, Keenan Sawada. Sawada singled up the middle his last time up, was left stranded at third. Shows bunt, but pulls back as that one hits the low outside corner for strike 1. Hits a bouncer over to first, fielded clean by the first baseman, and that will end the inning. Brookline gets 2 more on the board. And they go into the 3rd inning with a 3-0 lead over JP. Harris Hodgson back on the hill for his 3rd inning of work. He's been working very efficiently through the first 2 innings. No hits, 1 walk allowed, and 1 strikeout through the first 2 frames. All right, the warm-ups are finished. And now up comes, for Jamaica Plain, their 3rd baseman, number 42. First pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. The JP hitters still struggling to time up the various off-speed and breaking balls from Hodgson, as that one hits the inside corner, fools the batter, strike 2. Number 42's name is Almir, as he fouls that one up the 3rd base line to stay alive at 0-2. Ooh, completely fooled on the breaking ball, but it got away from Mnookin. He recovers it, long throw to first in time to complete the strikeout. A breaking ball so strong that Hodgson fooled his own catcher. But able to get the job done. Read the ricochet off the backstop well there to find the ball and make the long throw to first. Now at the plate is number 33, Mateo, as he's got a 2-0 count. That one skips in the dirt. Oh, whoops, it's actually 2-1. I missed a strike call in there. Sometimes a bit hard to see where the pitch lands. The first base coach kind of blocking our view as the low fastball is chased for strike 2. 2-2 the count to Mateo. One down, base is empty. Chases the high, heat, strike 3. Harris Hodgson firmly in control here with back-to-back strikeouts to open the top of the third inning. First pitch in there for strike 1. This is number 4, Jack, shows bunt but pulls back. Ball 1. Hey, there's a bullpen over there if you guys are looking for one. Count is now 1-2 to Jack. 2 down, base is empty. And that one in there as Hodgson strikes out the side. 3 hitless shutout innings so far from Harris Hodgson. And as we move to the bottom half of the third inning, Brookline leading JP 3-0. Due up for Brookline will be their 3, 4, 5 hitters, Sheehan, Klein, and Liu. Number 45, Abner, back on the hill for his third inning of work. You know, even with 3 runs allowed, he has remained pretty poised for JP. I mean, still fewer runs allowed through the first 2 innings of this game than JP allowed in the first inning of last year's matchup. His defense has been doing pretty solid behind him. As they turned that big double play to limit the damage in the second. Leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the third, the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. First pitch, he skies one out to center. Number 11 is under it and makes the grab for out number 1. So an efficient first out for Abner. 1 pitch, 1 out. Now coming up, the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. Klein popped out to short on the first pitch he saw last time, but this time he's taking the first pitch for ball 1. Oh, gets beamed on that one, and he'll take a trot down to first off the hit-by pitch. Now up, the left fielder, number 5, Jonathan Liu. Liu flew out to right his last time up to end the first inning. First pitch inside as he is forced to jump back. Ball 1. And a pickoff throw, and he did catch Klein leaning the wrong way, but the throw high and to the wrong side of the bag. Would have been close if he had placed the throw well, but Klein gets back easily. That one coming in around the ankles for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Liu here. Runner at first, 1 out. And Liu hits a hard bouncer, but it's foul up the third base line. That'll be strike 1. That one comes in high and pops out of the catcher's glove. And Klein, with some heads-up base running, takes advantage of what is effectively a passed ball. Taking second there. 3-1, the count now to Liu. That one does catch the low outside corner, strike 2. My hat's off to Klein on that one. He is far from the fastest base runner on Brookline's roster, but that was a really heads-up play. A play like that popping out of the glove doesn't usually result in a runner advancing, but it did that time because Klein reacted so quickly. You know, and quick reflexes are exactly what you want from a guy who specializes as a corner infielder. And Klein displaying those quick reflexes on the base paths here in this inning as he jumps back to second. Count is full to Jonathan Liu with 1 out and a runner at second here in the bottom of the third. And he's going to take a low inside ball 4. Well, for as much as I applauded Klein's heads-up base running at the end of the day, he would have made it second regardless. But that's all right. Runners at first and second for Brookline. 1 out. Up comes the pitcher, number 10, Harris Hodgson. First pitch, and that's going to get away from the catcher. And that's going to put Klein and Liu at second and third. Not sure whether to call that a wild pitch or a passed ball. I'm going to check Game Changer later for that, as this one is also low for ball 2. Hodgson drew a 4-pitch walk his last time up, and he's halfway to doing it again here. Of course, he'd certainly like to get a hit in this situation as he takes strike 1 there. A base hit to the outfield would have a good chance to score 2 and really help Hodgson's own cause on the mound. And Hodgson lines one to center. It's going to be caught. Klein's going to tag and head for the plate. And it's a successful sac fly from Harris Hodgson. Well, he doesn't get the base hit, but does drive in a run. Klein in to score on the sac fly by Harris Hodgson. And now with 2 down and a runner at second, up is the catcher number 0, Max Minukin. Fouls that one off for strike 1. Minukin got a single his last time up, hit one through the left gap. His courtesy runner later came in to score and tips that one as it pops out of the catcher's glove, but no chance for the runner to advance. It's a dead ball, strike 2. And that one low, and they say he went. They say the end of the bat went around, and Minukin goes down on strikes, and that will end the 3rd inning. Well, no explosive innings yet, but Brookline has scored at least 1 run every inning so far. And at the end of 3, Brookline leads JP 4-0. Hodgson back on the hill. If he can finish this, his 4th inning, excuse me, if he can finish his 4th inning of work, then he would be eligible for the pitching win as the starter, having pitched more than half of a 7-inning game. JP has sent 10 batters to the plate so far, so he might see the top of their order coming back up. And now the Game Changer's got some names. We might be able to better fill in some of the blanks that we had at the start, but we're still going through the bottom part of the order as up comes number 5. Excuse me. Allergies a bit persistent today. First pitch to number 5 in the zone, strike 1. Slice this one foul. Looks like it might be playable. No, just over the fence. Noah Klein gave it a race, but unreachable. It'll simply be strike 2. No name for number 5 here. As that one comes in around his head, ball 1. Number 5, I presume an extra hitter, as I haven't seen him in the field. Hits that breaking ball. It's chopper to second, fielded off the hop by Sawada. Throw to first in time for out number 1. And you could see on that play just why I always say that there's no such thing as a routine ground out at this level, as it took a strange hop off the lip of the infield grass there, but Sawada read it well, caught it in his chest, and turned and made a quick throw to first to get the out. Now batting is the center fielder, number 11, Xavier. So we got a name for him now. That one in the zone for strike one, 1-1 the count. Xavier, his last time up, flew out to center. Takes a low ball two there. And he skies a shot out to deep right. Carballo and Chin both on their horse, and Carballo comes away with a catch. That one had extra base hit written all over it, but Tony Carballo had his own plans on that play, and it will simply go down as a flyout. Now at the plate is the second baseman, number 10. That is strike one there. Number 10 grounded out to third his last time up. That one hangs high for Hodgson, ball one. Number 10's probably had the biggest defensive play for JP so far, turning that 4-3 double play with the bases loaded back in the second inning, as that one's going to skip in the dirt for ball two. And that one's going to miss to the outside, ball three. And that's going to be a low, ball four. Second walk of the day for JP. As up comes the first baseman, number 32. First pitch comes in high again, ball one. No name for number 32. Drew a walk his last time up. Aside from number 10, he is the only JP hitter who has reached base as he takes strike one on that pitch. Runner taking off for second, pitches in for a strike, throw down to second, not in time, as number 10 will take second on the successful steal. It'll be a 1-2 count to number 32. And that one hangs on him, high, ball two. And that one is golfed high. Sheehan calling for it, and he's got it for out number three. Once again, Hodgson working that change of speed and pitch movement very effectively as he finishes his fourth inning of work. Moving to the bottom of the fourth, 4-0 the Brookline lead. And for Brookline, it'll be Both Carballo brothers coming up. Tony and Danny sandwiched around the extra hitter Bryce Hellendrung. Leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the fourth, the right fielder, number 4, Tony Carballo. Carballo drew a walk his last time up, but was put out at second on a double play ball. Skies the first pitch he sees into shallow left, and it is caught by the shortstop for out number 1. Almost a little bit dangerous there. You got to remember to call for the ball, but they avoid any dangerous collisions there. Now at the plate, the extra hitter, number 2, Bryce Hellendrung, as he takes a low ball 1. Hellendrung ground into a double play his last time up. And that's going to hit the inside corner for strike 1. And I was right, no RBI on a double play ball. Inside that time, ball 2. And chase that one low for strike 2. It's a very different kind of delivery that number 45, Abner, brings for JP with that sidearm throw. As that one catches the corner for strike 3. It's just so much tougher to read because the release points are completely different. The trajectory can be completely different. Just really got to adjust things from how you normally might face your average overhand pitcher. Now at the plate, the third baseman, number 50, Danny Carballo, as that one almost, did that hit him? No, just brushed behind his back, ball 1. Danny Carballo got an RBI single his last time up. As that one catches the outside corner for strike 1. Hits a chopper over to short, fielded cleanly, throw to first in time for out number 3. Brookline goes down in order in the 4th. And at the end of 4, our score, Brookline 4, Jamaica Plain 0. Hodgson back on the mound. He has been very well in control so far. He has allowed no hits and 2 walks so far to the JP offense, as he's got a shutout going through 4. He has struck out only 4, and 3 of those came in the 3rd inning. But the fielders have been taking care of business behind him. And as we've said, the variation in speed and trajectory of his pitches has caused a lot of the hitters he's faced to really undercut the ball and just not get the cleanest of contact. Either undercut it or overcut it, either leading to easy pop-outs or routine groundouts. You know, the only really big play that's had to be made so far is that chase down in right field by Tony Carballo. At the plate now is the shortstop, number 20. First pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. Fouls that one off for strike 2. 0-2 the count to number 20, Brendan. And on the breaking ball, the hesitation swing sends it out to center, and it's a can of corn for Devin Chin for out number 1. Now batting is the pitcher, number 45, Abner. First pitch chases it high. I think he thought that one was going to break more than it did. Wait, Adrian, not Abner. Game Changer's changing up the names on me. It's a low ball 1. Apparently I've been saying his name wrong this whole time. I don't think I misread it the last time I saw it, but ay, low ball 2. That one does catch the low inside corner for strike 2. Fouls that one off, stays alive at 2-2. Adrian went down on strikes his last time up to lead off the 2nd inning. Breaking ball there, skips in the dirt, ball 3. Full count here. Slices it foul and out of play. That one in the zone for strike 3. Was dropped by Manukin, but gets it down to first to complete the strikeout. Two down to start. Now up is number 23, Max. First pitch swung on and missed. Max, his last time up, grounded out to first. That one misses outside, ball one. Slices that one off the backstop, strike two. And the breaking ball drops in perfectly for strike three. Back-to-back Ks from Hodgson to end the fifth inning. Harris Hodgson, who had such a rough pitching debut last week against Billerica, has been nothing short of dominant so far against JP. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, and now 6 strikeouts through 5 innings. For the Brookline offense, the top of their order, Chin, Sawada, and Sheehan coming to the plate. Bottom of the fifth coming up. JP sticking with their starting pitcher, Adrian, so far. He's pitched 4 innings. He's allowed 4 runs, but, you know, not the worst outing, to be honest. He hasn't had any blow-up innings. You know, he allowed 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 0 in the fourth. And he put the batters down in order in the fourth. So while his performance might not seem that strong compared to how dominant Hodgson has been on the mound for Brookline, he's been having an okay outing so far. Or maybe not, at the very least, not a disastrous outing, at bare minimum. Devin Chin, first pitch, lines it out to center. And that's going to drop in for a clean leadoff single. Second hit of the day for Devin Chin, and a runner on the bases already for Brookline, as now up comes the second baseman, number 17, Keenan Sawada. Sawada 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Adrian checking on Chin at first. Chin, a very fast runner, but not taking off yet as Sawada takes strike 1. Chin now taking off. It's a low ball. And an easy steal for Chin. And that'll put a runner in scoring position. 1-1, the count to Sawada. Chase that one low, and it gets away. No foul tip as Devin Chin is going to take it on what I'm for now going to call a passed ball, but I might double check that to see if it's a wild pitch, just if it ends up making a difference in terms of earned runs. Sawada lifts one out to center, and it's caught. Chin tags, heads for the plate, and comes in standing up. A successful sac fly from Keenan Sawada. Like I said, not the most explosive day for the Brookline offense compared to some of the other games they've had, but they've scored at least one run in 4 out of 5 innings so far now. Up comes the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan, as he takes high ball 1. And I like that Brookline is displaying that they know how to score, even when their bats aren't exploding. As that one's going to miss for ball 2. Brookline is without arguably their best power bat of the season in Max Kaufman today. And also no Jackson Fantuzzi, who's also been explosive in limited outings. Hard liner to left is caught for out number 2. But despite the lack of big explosive hits from Brookline, they're still putting runs on the board at a pretty consistent clip. Now the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein, stepping in. Klein 0 for 1 with a pop out to short and a hit by pitch and a run scored as he takes ball one around his feet. Klein came in to score on Brookline's first sac fly, hit by Harris Hodgson. Fouls that one off, strike 1. Hits a chopper here. Shortstop snags it, throw to first, and that'll be out number 3. At the end of 5, our score here at Warren Field, Brookline 5, JP 0. During this break between the 5th and 6th innings, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the Foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. Your help is crucial to supporting these Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, that's brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. You can find all that information in the description section down below. Link and phone number for the Brookline Community Foundation. Harris Hodgson back out for his 6th inning of work. As he'll be facing Sean, Almir, and Mateo. For JP. And I've noticed that JP has been rotating a lot of different players in at the various defensive spots, so I might just stop saying positions for some of these guys. I am pretty sure that Sean is still the catcher, though. Catcher is not a position that you mix up a whole lot. So here comes the catcher, number 16, Sean. Sean popped out to third, his last time up to end the 2nd inning. Takes strike 1 on the first pitch. That one comes in high for ball one. Swing and a miss there as that one drops into the low outside corner, strike two. Goes for the low fastball, but Sean does not bite on it. Hodgson steps off the mound to rub up the ball a little bit, make sure he's got the right grip on it in his hand. And that fastball blows right by him. Chases it low for strike three. So 7 Ks on the day now for Harris Hodgson, as up comes number 42, Almir. First pitch high and in, ball one. Almir went down on strikes his last time up. Fouls that one off for strike one. And this one is going to be golfed foul. Almir, bit of an awkward swing at that low inside pitch. But, you know, once you've started to swing, a lot of times you just got to commit to it. And at least he got bat on ball that time. 1-2 the count. The breaking ball comes in high and away, ball two. Swing and a miss. Boy, some of Hodgson's pitches, they drop off the table so late in their trajectory, and you can see how it can fool the hitters there, as Almir got completely thrown off on that one. This first pitch to Mateo is a low ball one. Mateo, number 33, went down on strikes his last time up. That pitch in there for strike one. And that one outside for ball two. Swing and a miss there. Mateo out in front of the off-speed pitch that time. 2-2 the count. 2 down, bases empty here in the top of the sixth. Low fastball skips in the dirt, ball three. Hits a chopper over to third. Chased down by Sheehan. Long throw is not going to be in time. And this is going to be an interesting decision, as it's actually number 13, so it's not Mateo, it's pinch hitter. And this is going to be a decision to make. I don't think you can give an error on that one. I think that one's going to have to go down as an infield single. If so, that is the first hit allowed by Harris Hodgson today, and that is what it's going to be scored at on Game Changer, and I concur with that call. So, unfortunately, the no-hit bid for Harris Hodgson comes to an end here in the top of the sixth. Number 3 at the plate now, taking a high ball 1. Number 3 batting in place of number 4, Jack, as he takes ball 2 there. That one skips, gets away from Mnookin, and number 27 will take second on the wild pitch. Control starting to get away from Hodgson. You know, they always say, you know, try not to think about when you're on the verge of milestones like a no-hitter or a perfect game, but you can't help but have it in the back of your mind when it's happening. And Hodgson can't let himself get rattled after giving up his first hit, as he gives up a 4-pitch walk to number 3, and there's 2 runners on now. Looks like Brookline will get some action going in the bullpen. Looks like they might have Ben Cody warming up, as assistant coach Brian Sheehan coming out to talk to Hodgson on the mound. Try and settle him down and give your potential reliever some more time to warm up. Hodgson has pitched brilliantly today, as he's gone 5 2/3 shutout innings, giving up 1 hit and 3 walks while striking out 8. The only thing of it is that 2 of the 4 base runners that he has allowed so far today were the last 2 batters he faced. Now batting in place of number 5 is number 24. That one skips in the dirt, well blocked by Mnookin, but it will be ball 1. Skies this one up and out of play, strike 1. This is number 24, Waddy. And he launches a shot deep to left, but Lou is under it for out number 3, a brief scare there. But while the no-hitter comes to an end, the shutout is still intact after 6 for Harris Hodgson. We move to the bottom of the 6th with Brookline still leading by 5. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Lou, Hodgson, and Mnookin coming up for Brookline here. As JP is sticking with their starter, Adrian. Adrian, so far, through 5 innings, he's given up 5 runs. 1 or 2 of them might be unearned. Just kind of depends on some potential passed ball versus wild pitch calls. Because, fun fact, if a run scores with the aid of a passed ball, that's an unearned run. But if it scores with the aid of a wild pitch, it is an earned run. Because it's seen as either it's a pitching mistake or a fielding mistake. A pitching mistake equals an earned run. A fielding mistake equals an unearned run. At the plate now, the left fielder, number 5, Jonathan Liu. First pitch, and he skies it up. Catcher's tracking it, but it goes just over the backstop. Strike 1. Yeah, there's not much space between home plate and the backstop here at Warren Field. So foul balls behind the plate, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities to catch those, especially with the way the backstop, comes over in a slanted angle as opposed to just being straight up, because some fields, they just have like straight up. They might even have netting instead of the chain link fence that Warren Field has. But that slanted angle there means often a ball is not going to get enough air for a proper foul ball pop out. Close play at first, but Liu does ground out to short on that play. And that'll be the first out. Now batting the pitcher, number 10, Harris Hodgson. Hodgson, his last time up, got a sac fly to center to drive in a run. Takes strike 1 on that pitch. He is 0 for 0 so far today, with a walk and a sac fly as he takes ball 1 that time. So none of his plate appearances have counted as at-bats. Slices that one foul, strike 2. Chase that one low, strike 3. So this one will count as an at-bat against Hodgson, as he will, in all likelihood, finish his day at the plate there, going 0 for 1 with an RBI and a courtesy runner getting a run scored. Now batting the catcher, number 0, Max Minukin. Inside ball 1. Minukin 1 for 2 so far today with a single and a strikeout. That one inside as well, ball 2. We do have a couple notes in the live chat. As that's an inside ball 3. We got one from Peter QB. Hi, Jesse. Always love your broadcasts. You do so much for Brookline's recognition. Go Brookline. And from Barbara Jo Metzger, go Brookline. Nice score from Grandma in beautiful weather in Buffalo, New York, finally. As we got a 4-pitch walk for Max Minukin here. The inning continues for Brookline as a courtesy runner will be sent out to first, and it will be Skeffington. His second turn as a courtesy runner here today. Now up the right fielder, number 4, Tony Carballo, and he gets beamed on the first pitch. Fastball just didn't come out of the hand right from the sidewinder, Adrian. And that'll put runners at first and second for Bryce Hellendrung. Hellendrung, so far today, he is grounded into a double play and struck out. Hoping to get his first hit of the day, maybe drive in a run. That one catches the low corner, strike one. And like Barbara said in the live chat, we're having some nice weather. It's cooled down a bit, which is nice feeling outside here. Hellendrung chases the low pitch there, strike two. That one comes in high for ball one. 1-2 the count, 2 down, runners at first and second here in the bottom of the sixth, in what will likely be Brookline's last turn at the plate today. That one inside, good eye from Hellendrung. And tips that one off the face mask. Takes it like a champ, and Hellendrung stays alive at 2-2. Throw back to second, and just barely Skeffington gets back safe. Inside, but it catches the corner, strike three. So Brookline cannot add to their mark, but they still lead by a pretty comfortable amount going into the seventh and final inning. And they're going to bring in a reliever. And that reliever is number 3, Ben Cody. Cody was a lights-out pitcher for Brookline last summer. He made 6 appearances, 5 starts, had a team leading, led the team in innings pitched with 26 1/3 and in wins with 4, with a 4-1 overall record. Led the team in strikeouts with 22, as well as ERA with 2.39 and WHIP with 1.25. Now, granted, that strikeout total has already from last year has already been surpassed this summer by Will Buckles, who's got 31. But Cody was a very strong pitcher last summer and parlayed that into a strong spring season for the Brookline High School Warriors. And of course, that was Cody's last year at Brookline High School, member of the senior class of 2025. So this will in all likelihood be his last summer season with the Brookline Blue before heading off to college. You know, some kids don't come back to the summer team after they finish their high school career. And for a while it seemed like Cody wasn't going to be back, but he's back today and it's nice to see him. Harris Hodgson finishes with 6 shutout innings on the mound and is the pitcher in line to get the win as this bouncing ball is picked up by Sheehan. Throws it to first as Xavier hits the 6-3 ground out for out number 1. So 1 down as up comes number 10. First pitch fouled off, strike 1. Cody, kind of like Hodgson stylistically, doesn't throw the hardest ball, but his ability to put movement on that thing is what makes him such a strong pitcher. This one lifted out to right center, and it's going to drop in the gap. Chased down by Chin in center. Rifles it back into the infield, but that's going to be a double for number 10. So a runner at second now with 1 out. As up comes number 32. First pitch drops in the bucket for a strike. That one gonna hit the zone, strike 2. Mixes it up with the fastball there. 0-2 the count. Runner's taken off for third as that ball skips away from Minukin. That'll be ball 1. That will go down as a steal for number 10. He took off before it skipped away from the catcher. This one lifted into shallow left. Skeffington is back and has it for out number 2. So a couple of defensive substitutions. Skeffington out at third base. Hellendrung out in right field. And now, down to their last out, JP is number 20, the shortstop Brendan at the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Brendan, his last time up, flew out to center to lead off the 5th inning. That one skips for ball 1. One and one the count, 2 down, runner at third. Here in the top of the 7th, Brookline leads JP by 5. This is a bouncer up the middle, fielded by Sheehan. Throw to first is gonna sail. And E6 is going to end the shutout and bring in JP's first run of the day. Still 2 down, and that one hit foul up the third base side by the pitcher, number 45, Adrian. Brendan at first, 2 down, 5-1, Brookline leads. Slices this one into foul territory. And that's going to drop through the trees, unplayable for strike 2. And the runner is just going to take second. Might have forced a balk or might have just gotten the steal while Cody wasn't looking. Either way, Brendan now at second. Brendan dancing off the bag. This one laced out to left center. That's going to drop in the gap. That's going to bring in a second run for Jamaica Plain. They are not going down easily as they cut the Brookline lead down to 3. Now batting number 23, Max. That one comes in low for ball 1. Runner is taking off, but he'll have to go back as that one fouled off. Max went down on strikes to end the 5th inning, his last time up. Throw back to first, and the runner gets back safe. That one's going to miss for ball 2. Brookline just 1 out away from putting this one in the books, but JP is not letting them have it easy. Runner takes off for second. That's a low ball. And Adrian comes into second safely with the steal. A 3-1 count now to Max with a runner at second. Hits a bouncer over to second, fielded by Sawada, throw to first, and that is your ball game. Brookline picks up their 7th straight win, defeating JP at home 5-2. Definitely one of the quieter days for Brookline. Out of the 5 runs they scored, just 1 on an RBI base hit. They had 2 sac flies, an RBI ground out, and a run scoring on a double play. Not the most explosive day, but they found ways to manufacture runs. And the defense really shined, that last inning notwithstanding. 6 shutout innings of work from Harris Hodgson to pick up the win on the mound. And while that last inning was a bit shaky, Ben Cody returns to the team to finish the job in the 7th. Well, that is going to do it for this one. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all so much for watching today. Remember, if you enjoyed this broadcast, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. We got 2 more baseball streams on the docket for this week. On Wednesday, Brookline heads out on the road to Yetton Field in Waltham for a 7:30 p.m. game under the lights against Waltham. And then on Thursday, they'll be back here again at Warren Field for a 5:45 p.m. game against Medford. So those should be 2 more good games this week. Be sure to stay tuned for them. Subscribe to the channel can help. Thanks to all those in the, who contributed in the live chat today. Remember, if there's anything you'd like to say, you can say it in the comment section down below. You can also go down below to the description section of this video where you can find the link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. You can also find some more information related to me down in the description section of the video, which you can also see on the bottom right corner of your screen. my personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments you may have. And don't forget to follow me on social media on Instagram and Facebook, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Final score, Brookline 5, Jamaica Plain 2. From Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.